We have prevailed upon the innkeeper to allow the residents of Herna to shelter within Crossway House for the night. For I fear that whatever evil came to this town will be back.
Welcome back, everyone, to Captain of the River, where we are in the Crossway House, and as Vanelder said, we are going to be staying the night here, and I'm even in my armor because we think that something nasty is going to happen. Perhaps we'll be lucky and be wrong. It's a relief to me that so many of Herna's folk listen to us, Pinedwayne. I hope the walls of Crossway House prove strong enough to keep them safe, or that the evil has moved on and that this plan was made unnecessary. But we can't risk that. These first hours have not been difficult for the people of Herna, for MAGIX has made the wise decision to let the ale flow freely and to set plenty of food upon the tables. The real test will come in the hours ahead. Will you speak with some of the folk here at the Crossway House to determine their mood? Alright, so speak with MAGIX, and Bloodry, Edith, and Aberthal. Well, let's go and find out what they say. Well, what do you say, MAGIX? Oops, sorry. I have not seen the Crossway House so busy for so many months. Would that it could be in this better circumstances. Some of my neighbors believe that this is some scheme to mine, cooked up to increase my custom. Ha! If only I could claim to have thought of this. Alas, I'm not that smart. It does seem as if nothing will come to Herna this night. Still, you and your companions have my thanks. It is better to be safe than to be sorry, yes? Well, there is that. Well, what does Aberthal say? I'll tell you the honest truth, Pinedwayne, for you and your companions have my respect, and I can't keep secrets from you. I wish I had not come here tonight. MAGIX has been free with his spiced beer, and I appreciate that, but that changes nothing. I can see in the eyes of my mind that the crawling shape I encountered that night in town, and I know that if I look over my shoulder, I will see his companion, sitting astride a black steed in the night. They are waiting just outside the walls of the inn, waiting for me to emerge. Huh. Oh, I'm sorry. It's just that such a strong feeling. I was an adventurer, and now I am undone by the faintest whisper of a memory. I'm shamed. There are so many folk here, and some of them heroes. Boromir of Gondor, Aethfrith of Rohan, and I do not exclude you from this list, Pinedwayne. Oh, forgive me. I'll find my courage. There's safety among so many good folk, after all. The shadows will not dare to trouble us here, right? Well then, who else do we have to speak with? Someone upstairs, perhaps? Ah! Here is Aldith. It is comforting to be inside on a night such as this, even if whatever came here before does not return. Sometimes the conversation ebbs, and I think that I can hear wailing outside the walls of the inn. But it's just my imagination, or perhaps it's the wind. We're safe in the Crossway House, I hope. Your companions have their weapons, and so do you. You will keep us safe if anything happens, won't you? Yes, of course I will. Alright, and... Ah. And here we have Bledry. There's nothing out there! At least nothing that I can see. I have given myself a couple of frights already tonight, when the wind kicks up and throws back the shutters of the inn, but that is all. And all for now, anyway. I am glad to be here with my neighbors and not out there in the dark. Oh. Alright, so that takes a poll of the mood of the residents. Of course, the ones who will probably complain the most are the ones We didn't come here in the first place, I would presume. Well, there might be a couple. Let's see. Oh, yes, to the table.
Pull up a seat.
Pull up a seat. Is this one, or... Or did he mean that literally? Oh, okay, I guess he just wants me to sit him up. Alright, fine.
We should rest while we can. Perhaps nothing will happen, but...
I cannot remain idle, friend Meneldir, while danger approaches. My station shall be at a window, keeping watch.
It will be some hours until dawn, Boromir.
Yeah, we're
It
talking
is
about...
of no use, Ranger. I have heard this of the men of Gondor. They lower their guard only when slain.
Sometimes I wonder about
You
even
have heard it from them alone, I imagine.
Aye, and loudly. Still, it is a trait the Rohirrim might have used, and spared some sorrow. The land of my people is not what it was. A kingdom draws strength from its king.
Boromir spoke to us of Theoden's ailment. It prevented his audience. When we reach the Dunedain, they will surely know some remedy you can bring back to Rohan.
Yes.
Saruman the Wizard is a friend of Rohan. His knowledge of remedies and curatives might have proved some help to your king. What is it, Egfrith? You have gone quite pale.
I did not want to say anything, but... I fear the wizard might no longer be a friend to Rohan.
Ooh.
If Theoden King is to be cured, I would rather he recover on his own, without the aid of Saruman.
Aye, that seems the wisest course.
Perhaps you should see if Boromir has seen anything outside.
Alright, I'll check. See anything out there? There's nothing out there, Pine-Tween. Just wind and darkness.
If something is going to happen, then let it happen.
Yeah. Not the most patient man, that's for sure.
Curse this endless waiting. Will the sun never rise and put an end to it?
By tomorrow, these dull hours will seem only a passing dream, Boromir.
Nay, it could be like another dream I've had. One that never releases its grip.
We have all had dreams like that. Every day for the last half year, I have hoped I would wake from my own dream. I would rub the sleep from my eyes and see that Rohan is strong again.
Would that it could be so for Gondor as well. But I speak of another dream. Have any of you ever experienced dreams with the feel of prophecy?
Prophecy. I told you of the assault upon Osgiliath in the days of June, did I not? And of the strange omens surrounding the battle? One of these was a dream with a feel of prophecy. This I withheld from you, for I didn't know what to think. In Gondor, we rely upon the bright sword and the sturdy shield, and we are right to do so. A dream is a fleeting thing, and what man could put his trust in something that lives only in the darkness and vanishes with the sunrise? I say dreams are fleeting, but this one was peculiar. It came to my brother Faramir on the eve of the attack upon Osgiliath, and then many nights afterwards, always the same. It came once to me, and although my brother told me of the dreams, it was with mine own eyes that I beheld these details, that they seemed so real to me. In the dream I saw the eastern sky growing dark, and there was a rumbling and a thunder. But a light it lingered in the western sky, and a clear voice called to me. "Seek the sword that was broken," it said. "In Emiladris it dwells. There shall be counsels taken stronger than Morgul spells." That is of great interest to my son of Gondor, Pinduin. Any means to countering the evils that pour from the Morgul Vale are welcome to Minas Tirith. But the voice did not stop there. Speaking of Imladris, it continued. "There shall be shown a token that doom is near at hand, for Isildur's bane shall waken, and the halfling forth shall stand." Boromir stares at you solemnly. "I must apologize for treating you with such surprise when I met you in Tharbad, Pinduin, but I confess that I thought that you might have been the halfling spoken in the dream. Perhaps you are still, but having come to know you, I don't think that you mean any harm to Minas Tirith, or to Gondor. For my brother to dream of this doom, the doom of Minas Tirith, on so many nights, and then for the same dream to come to me, I fear that we are running out of time. Gondor needs the wisdom that lies within Imladris, but now we waste the hours hiding in the inn, when we should be moving ever onwards."
This is why you seek Imladris? You did not tell Saruman the purpose of your journey.
Perhaps I was being foolish. Perhaps it is only a dream. But if it is not, if the sword that was broken might save Minas Tirith.
You would do anything to save your home.
Aye, Egfrith, that I would.
What was that?
Uh-oh.
I feel cold. Something outside.
Something outside. Well, let's go find out what it is. Are you ready, Konar? I suspect with this night we're going to be needing your banner more than your bow. What do you say about that, Mineldir? The feeling of dread grows stronger. Prepare yourselves. Something approaches.
The dead! The dead have risen!
Uh-oh. Yeah. That'd be a good time for some hope. Or at least we need it.
Foul sorcery sends them against us!
Yeah, that I'll agree with. I mean, agree that there is spell sorcery, not that there needs to be spell sorcery. There you go, and you. Oh my goodness gracious. Yeah, I think it's good that the folk are in a safe place.
Fight on, my friends! Fight on!
We're fighting! We're fighting! I think I need to put that kick in a better position. Ouch!
Is there no end to this horror?
I hope there is an end to it. There needs to be an end to it. Ouch, 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 ouch. This is... We got some really nasty stuff coming around here. Well, at least they were killing plenty of things so that I can...
I think that is all of them.
Good.
It is almost dawn.
Glad we're not in the dawnless day. It's over, Pinduin. And we're all alive. Well, That last bit is the good news. Everything looks almost normal now.
It is as I feared.
The creatures that passed through Herne 4 nights ago were the raids once called the Nazgul, and they left something behind to draw the dead hither. But why have these creatures of legend returned to life, and where did they go? And most importantly, and of greatest concern to me, for what purpose have they come so far north? Ooh, that is a good question.
We should examine the northern approach to the town.
We should examine the northern approach, since that's the direction from which the dead came. Let us clean up whatever detritus fell from the whites so as not to spark alarm of the townfolk, though it may seem too late for that. Yeah, maybe. So collect tarnished jewelry and rusted blades. Alright, I guess that's up in this direction, where we can find all sorts of things, I guess. Ah, here is a rusted blade. Some people are cleaning up after the battle, I see. Alright, so looks like all I found so far are some blades here and there. Oh, here's some jewelry. And before long, this place should be nice and tidy, right? Well, one more blade and I'll meet my quota. So that's everything, right? Oh. And this helmet. Very old helmet. Oh, what the? Not what we would expect. I better bring this stuff back to Meneldir. This is what I found, and when I picked up the helmet, I was attacked by an arm. Yeah, just an arm. There wasn't anything attached to it.
Even in the light of day, I find it hard to believe such things are possible.
Ancient terrors stalk the land once again, and the dead walk. While you were gone, I found a skull-shaped token buried in the dirt, a shallow grave of sorts, just beneath the topsoil. I think it was left for the purpose to draw these creatures hither. Okay.
I share Meneldir's amazement, but I do not like it.
Let the dead sleep, and trouble not the living. I'm filled with disgust that such things may be. But where did Aelfrith go? I thought that she went with you, but she hasn't returned. Do you think she ran afoul with something among the whites that may have missed?
Boromir is right. I have not seen Aelfrith since we came outside.
I thought that she went with you to collect the fallen items of the whites, but you say that you haven't seen her. Perhaps she went back inside the inn? Alright, well, I will see if she's there. Nope. No one here. How about the townfolk? Maybe Aberthal knows something? He's not here. Maybe he's upstairs. Hello?
I hope I have not done wrong.
Aelfrith told me not to give you this letter for a day or two, but if you already know to expect it, I suppose there is no harm that you're having it early. I didn't read it. She told me not to do so, and her expression was so grim that I took her for her word. I hope I haven't done any wrong, Pinedwayne. Alright. Let's read what this is. Aelfrith's handwriting covers the front of the parchment.
My friends, No, I cannot address you so, for our friendship was based upon a deception. I am sorry.
I am sorry. It causes me great pain to write this, but I am left with no other choice. I could not forgive myself if I abandoned you without explanation, but leave you I must, for Pinduin, Meneldir of the North, and Boromir of Gondor, my errand to this land is not as I told you. It is true that I was born in Faltham of the Norcross, and I told the good of Rohan above all else, but my mission was not to seek the Dunedain. Theoden King is ill, that much is true, but there is no cure to be found for his ailment, neither in the Rittermark nor in the Dunedain's wilderness. He has grown weak, and has himself become a grave threat to the survival of Rohan. His people need a strong king, but he languishes in his sickbed. He has forgotten the strength that he once possessed, and can no longer lead the people who cry out through him. In days past, perhaps, he would have ridden out in glory to die in battle and stir the hearts of the men of the Rohan, but no longer. It was with the wizard Saruman that I consulted on this, and he has long been a friend of Rohan. It is a weakness in the blood that troubles Theoden, and it must run too in the blood of Theodred his heir. The wizard has much wisdom, and he has lived to see many lifetimes, and he can see that which the rest of us fail to recognize. Rohan itself suffers from an illness. He will treat this illness with a difficult remedy. He has found numerous orcs, likely from their mountain strongholds, and prepares to send them against this kingdom. Through the crucible of testing, the mighty men of Rohan will prove who amongst them could stand strong to lead. I say men, but perhaps it would be a queen who proves able to save Rohan from this peril. The old lineages are not enough. Even with all this wisdom, Saruman cannot see all. When Boromir of Gondor rode near Isengard, the wizard sought to learn what caused the son of Denethor to depart his own land. Was Saruman's plan to save Rohan in jeopardy? He charged me to follow the son of Gondor north and to learn the purpose behind his quest. I kept a day's journey behind him, out of sight in the empty lands, but always near enough to find his course, until the crossing of the Grey Flood at Tharbad. That is where I encountered you, Meneldir and Pinduin and Konar. It was an act of desperation to join your band, but I feared that Boromir would escape my reach if I had failed my own quest, and yet I did fail. For in the brief time that we journeyed together, I came to understand what drove Boromir to this land, so far from his home. He traveled these many leagues in a dream's behest, for nothing so certain than the slimmest hope that he might be able to aid Gondor. So too is it with me and with Rohan. Each of us would do the same for our own homeland. Even now I try to excuse my treachery, as if I could avoid judgment by not writing it down. There was one more thing to my errand. Once I learned of Boromir's purpose, I was to slay him. I could not have done this in battle, for all my weapon skill, but one of these nights, while he slept, I might have managed it. But I will not. I go now to bring Saruman the knowledge that he craved. He will learn something of Boromir's dream, and it would need be enough. I thought I would slay more, if it meant saving my kingdom, but I was wrong. I will command Aberthal to give you this letter in a few days. I want you to know what I have done and not done, but I will not risk you stopping me. For Rohan always, Aefrith. Ooh boy. not gonna like this.
What happened? Did you find Egfrith? Is she in some danger?
Not quite. Oh, this cannot be. This cannot be. This cannot be. And what also is unfortunate is that this is where I'm going to be stopping this story, because the main purpose of this was to learn the River Hobbit and to learn how the River Hobbit operates in the game. And there's one more thing I want to do in relation to that, and that involves missions and skirmishes, since I am now level 20 on that, because I want to have some battle against the racial enemies of it, since that's one of the important things that we're going to have into there. So we are going to work on that in the next episode of Captain of the River.